Okay, there we go. The beauty of working from 5 minutes in the future is that we can make adjustable calls like that.
That's right. That's right. Okay, well.
All right,
Let me know
should
when
we
you're
head
ready.
in?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let me push the. Let me get my camera set up over here. About like so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right back into a second game as we're going to bring you ISTK and BGU here on Warriors Path. Ooh, very different lineups from these two teams. I like it. I like this General Custa. All right, so ISTK in the green here, spawning on the top side of the map, bringing Montana and Kremlin for their battleships, fronted by Des Moines, Awushta, Moskva, and Venezia. And then destroyers, Gearing, Z42, and Daring. Zach, there are 6 destroyers in this map, and there are no duplicates. I love this.
Yeah, it's very interesting. This is the first time we've seen a Wooster all day.
Wooster.
Ah, it's Duick. Okay, cool. He was streaming EU COTS earlier today.
Aha.
And that's in the Daring.
Ah, yes, I see him there. Yeah, okay.
And opposing him to the south is BGU. And I guess I'll start with the battleships first, since you did that before. We've got a Kurfürst with secondary spec. Interesting, he's not using the unique upgrade in favor of the Ox mod. And then we've got Wolverine in the Montana. In front of them, we've got a Inaho Kaizuka in the Stalingrad with reload. Labazzo in a Petropavlovsk with unique upgrade. A Hayate. This is our first Hayate sighting of King of the Sea, and hopefully our last. Next up is a Shimakaze. Now, this Shimakaze is running 12-kilometer torpedoes.
Full torpedo build.
Including the unique upgrade. A Forrest Sherman. This is the second time we've seen a Forrest Sherman. That's Raphael Kenobi 9 with a gun, what you'd expect as a gun build, and just firing a single-fire torps for no good reason. And then we've got Divs Des Moines. Not unique upgrade, reload, and then we've got our Napoli is our Martello. Now, look at the way this is going down. These guys are blitzing C. Hard.
They are blitzing C hard. I'm going to be really interested to see how ISTK reacts to this push once they get a look at it. The other thing that I like about what ISTK's initial deployment is, they're bringing both 2 destroyers to mid, right? They're bringing in Dirok's Daring and Splavocato's Zed, and I'm betting that the Zed Hydro covers the whole cap from there. I can't pull up Hydro.
So.
I can't pull up Hydro radius, but I'm betting it does. So he can kind of just sit back there, and Dirok can know with, beyond a shadow of a doubt that all is well, or there's somebody there for him.
Yes. Now, we did see one Forrest Sherman earlier today. Unfortunately, that player played it like a Daring, got himself way too far forward, and wrecked in the first few minutes.
Yeah, Sherman does not handle well. Sherman does not like high-risk maneuvers because she just doesn't have the handling for it, right?
Correct. Stalingrad detected. He's radaring, trying to catch what's over in the B cap. They see Splavocato's Z42, but nobody can really do much about it. Wait, maybe.
Well, and the Zed Hydro had picked up Worley's Hayate and pushed him back. And now Splava's dark again. They know exactly. So they know that there's 2 destroyers lurking around the B cap. They don't know where the other destroyers are yet. Actually, they do now, because way over on the 9 line, Iron Man's Gearing smoking up Anton's Wushta.
Right.
Antoni's Wushta, excuse me.
Right. That should be telling them, hey, there's a destroyer over here.
And even more importantly, there's no destroyer at A.
Yes.
They've seen the 2 at B, and they now know where the 3rd one is.
Right. All right, Raptor. We need to talk about Hayate for a second.
I would love to hear your thoughts, sir.
So, the thing I don't like about Hayate is you sacrifice a decent amount of utility in that you don't have a smoke screen. Now, you can choose smoke, or you can choose torpedo reload booster. And Worley has gone with reload booster. That's great if you want to pump out a ton of torps. The problem is, it's COTS, baby. Almost everybody that you're going to torp at has Hydro.
Has Hydro. Yep, that's true.
Good luck.
You're not wrong.
Good luck getting into range to use your torpedoes because of radar, and then once you do get into range, good luck landing those torpedoes because Hydro.
Yeah, I have a different view of Hayate. I also, like you, I would not take the torpedo reload booster in King of the Sea. And to me, Hayate is for players who want the Japanese torpedoes, but want something closer to American gunpowder, right?
Yes.
Because the gunpowder difference between Gearing and Hayate is not radically, it's not incredibly weak.
But here's my problem with that is, at that point, you might as well just take the Gearing because you got the torpedo range and they're harder to detect.
I'm not disagreeing with you, right? I'm just pointing out that like there's an argument to be made. Ooh.
Yep, I see it. The Napoli.
Metellio's Napoli over here on the 10 line. He gets smacked around a little by the Kremlin and then takes 2 torpedoes from Iron Man's Gearing.
And the Worcester's going to finish
trouble.
him. Yep.
Yeah, he's in big trouble right now. Blind firing into the smoke, coming up empty.
I mean, he might as well.
Need to fire. Well, the second wave of torpedoes is coming in. He's dead.
You got it.
Yeah, he's out. Brilliant torpedo work from Iron Man's Gearing over here on the 10 line.
That's
well
right.
played.
That's right. First blood in 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, the early lead going out to ISTK. They flex their destroyer double team to pick up the B cap, leaving behind the Z42 Splavocado to guard it as they rotate D-Rock's Gearing over here to A. I'm really surprised that BGU has not made a more aggressive play for A, but Butters' Venezia is now in that cap.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing, right? They went so hard, BGU, to C. 2 battleships, all the cruisers, destroyers,
and then
they stopped.
They're just like turning around away from it. Like, what's going on, guys? Like, you've got all of this all this power. Go push it, make it happen.
That's right. If you're gonna bring your beef, you got to use it.
Yeah, if you're going to commit like this, you have to win this flank. And we've seen teams make this mistake before, right? They commit heavily to a flank, and then somewhere along the way, they get a little too cautious, a little too timid is not the word I'm trying to come up with. Maybe it is timid. Maybe timid is the word.
Yep, or conservative. Maybe conservative is a better word.
Conservative. Yeah, that's overly conservative.
Yeah.
That's probably a better way to phrase it. You know, you're worried about losing a ship. I get it, but you're already down a ship. You have no positive points. The game is 7 minutes old. You have earned 0 points. You've got to get in there and get your hands dirty.
That's right.
Get in there and make a play.
That's right. Especially if you bring the Kerr first, because you've got Hydro. Put him in front.
Yeah.
Have him go to just W. Throw your destroyers and stuff behind it. Stalingrad now at half health.
Yep. ISTK has done a brilliant job of receiving what could have been a big push and has turned out to really not be.
Shimakaze trying to get the cap, but I think he's under radar. Yeah, Des Moines radar.
Yeah, DM finally put his radar up. If I'm honest, I would probably have turned both of these battleships around and driven them right into that cap with the Des Moines.
100%.
And then rotated the Des Moines into the channel. And from there, he's screened from the Kremlin until he moves, and he's now able to impact the B cap as well with his radar and his guns.
Speaking of radar, Inaho tries to radar with the Stalingrad, the Z42, but he's too far back.
No, they pushed him too far off the cap. It's a 300-point lead and growing for ISTK. Just a dominating performance from them right now.
Absolutely.
Still, go ahead.
No, it's just 12 minutes to go. And I haven't seen the Sherman's guns be useful. I haven't seen the Hayate be useful yet.
Sherman now pushing into the B cap. Caught on Splavocado's Hydra. There they go. Counter-detecting each other now.
Yeah, and he's out of smoke, by the way. That Sherman is out of smoke.
Used them all already. Goodness gracious.
Well, he's not using Superintendent, so that kind of hurts a bit.
Well, he's getting absolutely smacked around, and they got him to fire his guns so that even though now he no longer can shoot Splava, the Moskva can continue to pound him, and the Moskva's only 12 seconds from his next radar.
That's
Even
right.
if he managed to survive this salvo, they're just going to pop the radar and secure the kill.
That's right. DCP is down for the 4 Sherman for another 20
shot,
odd seconds.
Wait for the radar, wait for his guns to reload.
Oof.
Here comes the radar. And there it is. On 1200 HP, only need 1 salvo here.
And
770.
he manages to save it.
Manages to save the ship while the Hayate
Wait.
sneaks the cap. Oh,
More shells coming.
More shells.
I love the blind fire. I love it. Oh, so close.
I love the blind fire, but they couldn't quite get there. Now, BGU seems to have completely given up on C at all, Zath.
Yeah, they completely audibled to the middle. And we've cast King of the Sea so many times. You hate to see when this happens. They don't know what to do, so they collapse into the center. And what that does is it just gives both flanks away.
Yeah, it kind of does. Des Moines radar now coming up for Splavocado in the center. He's caught again, but should have decent cover. I think the Des Moines can probably lob some shells over and hit him if he wants. He's not trying. I'm actually genuinely surprised he's not at least trying. There he goes. Now he's trying.
You know, sometimes when you see these kinds of pauses, I would figure those are probably checks with the caller. Do you want me to engage this guy? It might get me detected and therefore shot at. But at this point in the game, you gotta take those chances.
Brilliant daring torpedoes. He gets 2 into the Stalingrad over here behind the A-cap. As then the Venezia is going to come in. I think they're going to pick this kill up in just a few moments, Saf.
Yeah, the Venezia Butters is in a great position down there.
Yeah.
He's absolutely set to just whittle down the Stalingrad with a SAP. Remember, SAP will penetrate the 50mm deck armor on the Stalingrad.
Yep. There's almost no better way to kill a Russian supercruiser than to drop long-range Italian heavy cruiser fire right through its deck.
Ta-da.
Just like that.
And fortunately, there's another Russian cruiser that's ready to go.
Conveniently, there's another target right nearby. They pick up the Shimakaze over by C now.
Yep.
Splavocado boldly sticking his stern back into B. BGU under 200 points. Saf, I don't have any idea. I don't think they can get back into this game. They're going to lose the Sherman in just a sec. One of these shells going to pick him up? Gee,
nope.
I just... this is... just a school lesson in board control, ladies and gentlemen.
It is, but I think it's also a lesson in, you know, when you've got a plan, you have to execute that plan. You cannot just say, you know what, it's not working, let's just all stop, or let's all turn around.
Yeah, let's all turn around and go somewhere else, yeah.
And
agreed.
I think the big problem was that early cruiser kill, right? The Napoli that went up to that island, he was probably following that plan. There goes a Sherman, finally. And his buddies didn't follow the plan. He's like, what the heck, guys? Now, Hayate does get the torpedo, yeah. Okay.
Does pick up a kill. Feels like a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory, though. I mean, they're still down 3 ships, pushed off all the caps, although Hayate might be able to grab A. He's in a gunfight now with the Daring, but that's not a fight he can win. The Daring can heal through it. The Petro might make a difference here, but the Hayate cannot smoke because... he doesn't have smoke.
Bum, bum, bum.
If he could smoke and rely on the Petro radar to shoot for a bit, that might be... wow.
He's actually making it...
He might have pulled it off. They're gonna make this work, Zad. He's gonna get him. Wow.
Yep.
Is it a trade? That's D-Rock's best hope now.
Oh.
No. Doesn't get the trade. Goodness gracious. I would not have expected that to occur, but...
look at the curve first on the Des Moines in the middle. In the channel. C channel. Woo. This could be spicy.
This is going to be incredibly spicy. DM going for full pins in the bow. Moskva AP coming in to join the fun.
Ah, there Montana gets the kill.
It's the Montana that gets the kill as the Kurfürst is now trapped in the channel between 2 fast-firing HE spammers and the Moskva.
He's got to move fast, though, because that Kremlin's coming.
Kremlin's coming up his stern. Is he getting his guns around? I have to wonder.
Oh, I'm sure
he's taking shots on the Wushta. It's actually not a bad call. He might be able to outduel the Wushta, although the Gearing is probably going to have something to say about it.
Yeah, I don't think the Kurfürst knows the Kremlin's there just yet.
No, I don't think he does, but he's going to know shortly.
I don't know if I agree with this Montana being so far south, Wolverine.
At this point, no. Like, what's the point? The game, like... you're so far behind, you have to make something crazy happen.
Like that?
The Kurfürst at least try. Look at it. He almost took the Worcester with him.
That's what I mean. It was so close.
You almost wonder, Zath, what had happened if they had done, like we were talking earlier, you pushed both battleships up into the sea cap 10 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
And just drove straight through and punched the Des Moines in the face. He can't get away from you. Where's he going to go? He has to reverse. If he turns, he's dead.
Speaking of, here comes torpedoes for the Montana.
Sometimes I feel like players in competitive play sometimes don't appreciate necessarily the power and the sustainability that a battleship has in certain situations. Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah, I often talk about this on my replay streams, right? The idea that battleships project power. It's the fear of their position, of them pushing into you, that impacts how you decide to maneuver and react. And if you don't put those battleships in a position to make the enemy react, then you're kind of wasting a good amount of their value.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, well, listen, this game is done. ISTK is the winner.
Right, which means we might have missed that game.